get started on mine, I want to show you Richard's from yesterday and today. This is his from yesterday. It's so bitter cold, and we can't even say it enough. It's just crazy how cold it is here. As a matter of fact, the CBC radio said today Edmonton was colder than both the North and South Pole. So there you go. That should tell you how cold it is. So that was his today. And then today he was looking outside the window, like I did yesterday. And there is the roof of our art cabin. You can see the roof. And then the fence. And then the neighbor behind us and this big tree that's there. See you can even see the chimney out of the art cabin. Isn't that cool? So those are Richards. I think they look really, really nice. And remember, these are 1 inch. 1 inch. So let me get started with mine. So in keeping with our cold weather, mostly all I did, obviously I didn't go anywhere, but I could not warm up. So Richard gave me his onesies to wear. They have moose all over them. I have underneath those, I have leggings, a pair of socks, a tank top, and the onesie over top of it, a slouch hat, and I had a shawl on all day. And I was knitting in the living room in a chair. It was really cozy. So if you can find the positives of this weather, and if you're lucky enough to stay home, then go with it, you know. So I'm just going to try and draw what I was doing today. So first I'm going to just draw some curtains behind me here. And bring them down here. So not too bad. So these are my curtains in my living room. And then I'm just going to put a line across here kind of where it demarcates the window sill. Have a little look, see how this looks. So we've got curtains and the windowsill in the background. So let me just erase some of the mistakes. Some folds to the lines in the curtain there on either side. This just giving me a placement of what I want to do. So next, I'm going to paint with distressing for a change, just because it's fun. So I'm using peacock feathers, and I just want to paint my little sky in the background of the window. We tried all these science experiments today. It was so funny because they were such a massive fail. Richard and I were laughing our heads off. Oh my goodness. They were funny. All these things to do in cold weather. So there I've got my sky painted. Then we're going to go on to paint those drapes in the background. And I'm going to just use spice marmalade for that, Distress Oxide. And if anybody knows the difference between Distress Ink and Distress Oxide by Ranger, let me know, because I don't. They're both lovely and they're both cool, but I don't know what one does that the other doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It feels different. One feels more chalkier, I guess. And it feels like you're painting, it's just a little different texture, I guess. But I know it has different properties than that, so. Okay, I'm just going to go dry that. And, oh, wait, I think I can do, no, I'm going to dry that and I'll be right back. What I'm going to do is take the Whisper White Stampin' Up! Ink, and I am going to, as I've mentioned it before, it is a craft ink, so it doesn't dry as quickly as the other inks. Just going to take a piece of paper and block off my curtain a little bit on this side. And I'm just going to stamp up. So we've got one there, curtain, and then let's get one up at the top here without touching the other guy. And then just one over on the side. so we can sort of show that it's snowing a little tiny bit outside. But the funniest thing about this cold weather, it is extremely dry because it's too cold for there to be moisture in the air. So oftentimes the only time it snows is when it's warm. I'm using a stamp. It's called In Your Dreams. I just want the chair, don't want the In Your Dreams part. So I'm going to take some washi tape and cover over it and just make a mask so I don't get the In Your Dreams part. There we go. So I have masked that, and then I will take my black ink. My stamp masked with the tape over the words, and I'm just going to use this black archival ink and ink that up. Remove the tape from the bottom here, and then stamp it on my page. I just have to get close up, so sorry if you're not in frame right now. Okay, so we've got that done. Then we're going to paint our background of our little living room, and I think we're going to do that in a pretty kind of a purpley, mauvey color, because why not? It's an eclectic house. And for that color, we're going to use, this is Ingres. It's not really pink and it's not really purple. It's kind of in between, like a mauve or a mauve, as you guys, the Americans say. The Canadians say mauve, and I don't know what the Europeans say. I should ask Janet. But Canadians say mauve and Americans say mauve. Mauve is very pretty. And so is Ingres. It is just lovely. I just wanted a little bit of a light color there. I wish it was more centered, but you don't always get what you wish for, do you? Then we're going to paint our chair a bright red, a red color. I want it to be red. And so we will use Cezanne. And it's a real true red color. So we'll get that. What I'm doing over here is this. Loading up my brush and also trying to get rid of some of the moisture of the water that I may have picked up on the brush. There. But I was sitting on my sofa knitting and watching B-rated stalker movies. So fun. You have to learn to embrace the cold. Just hibernate. There. So you can see the cushion on that. And I'm going to use green. Sorry, not green. Toulouse-Lautrec. What is wrong with me? Hopefully by the time a year is over, I will know exactly what color belongs to who and who it is and all of that. So I'm going to use my Toulouse-Lautrec. So now I'm just going to outline it in a pen. I've got it all sort of inked up. And then you see how I demarcated the wooden piece behind the couch? So I'm just going to take a brown. I wish I had a brown. Oh, let me check out these Martha Stewart pens of my mom's. Yep, there's a brown in here. Perfecto. Right here. It just amazes me what outlining with a pen does to an image. Now the last thing I'm going to do, I I've typewritten the word Cosy, and I'm going to cut it out, and I'll either put it at the bottom or the top, I'm not sure, or across the side to balance that it's crooked. We'll see what works best. So I'll cut this out really, really small. As small as we can get her. And I love my typewriter so much. It's just so awesome. Look how tiny that word is. Okay, here is my square for today, my Inchie. I love it. It just tells a little story, doesn't it? It just says, I wish you welcome from the cold. Come on in and curl on up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's Inchie and Richard's too. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, and stay cozy and warm.